Hello, I'm Theodore Parker, and this is the Side Show. And today is Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. 2222. Don't want to forget about the mask. Have one, wear one. Coming around on the COVID. More vaccines for those 5 and younger. Excuse me. And Black History Month. I know I brought some news items to you earlier this week from last week, specifically the incident in India, incident rape in India. It happened Wednesday last week. I know I mentioned about the MS-13 Bureau of Prisons lockdown, which had only happened related to COVID-19, for the whole prison system to be locked down due to what happened related to members of MS-13. Black History Month, Black History Month, Black History Month, which brings us to bomb threats towards HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. I know here in Kentucky State had experienced that. It's been on the news. Howard, and it was during the time that this was going on with the prisons that the same thing was going on bomb threat wise with HBCUs. And the schools, universities were closing. But now we have a list of at least 11 HBCUs that received bomb threats. And now comments are coming back that the FBI was kind of slow about responding to what was going on. So from one college receiving a bomb threat, now you have like a series of colleges receiving bomb threats. So I think now the FBI is on it, but initially they didn't take up the ball in a timely fashion to investigate. Black History Month. You know, incidents of crimes continue here in Kentucky. You may have heard about it locally in your area. Someone tried to drive through the gates of Fort Knox, which is right here in the city where I am at. Subsequently, that person was killed. In Cynthiana, which is over near Lexington, about 10 miles, as we have a tendency to say, up the road. There was another incident with a 22-year-old black man who shot a state trooper, hitting him in the vest, or fired 6 times, hitting the state trooper in the vest 3 times. 22 years old, subsequently charges related to felony possession of a firearm by a felon, and $1 million bond. The state trooper has been released from the hospital. 22 years old. Whoopi Goldberg on The View. I guess The View to me has been one of those quiet programs where ladies get together and discuss things and have guests on and whatnot. But ever since Sharon kind of jumped up and sided with the British correspondent, British newspaper guy that had comments about Meghan, subsequently Harry, and so forth and so on, then the show's been quote unquote hot with one remark or another. And as so many people are willing to admit, you know, what we say does have consequences. and bearings. So in this particular instance, get right to it. Whoopi Goldberg in the show made a comment that the Holocaust was not about race. It was about man's inhumanity to man. And I think I might have been channel surfing when that happened, and I just didn't catch the direct words, but I do remember tuning into the program for a few minutes, and then something else came up. But anyway, she apologized, suspension for 2 weeks, Black History Month, and her correction was this. I was, wrong to say it like that because it was not about that. It was Hitler feeling that the Jews were inferior. Hitler's opinion that the Jews were inferior, which subsequently resulted in the Holocaust. And not too long ago, there was a memorial at the Holocaust Museum that, I don't know what the right word is, like anniversary or what, when you have something that horrific that, comes up every year, 50 years marking that. Okay. So now that we've taken care of that part of it, involving Whoopi and The View, we can go across the proverbial street and look at Spotify. Neil Young said, well, I'm taking my music off of here. And this is as a result, Black History Month, of Joe Rogan making comments related to COVID and comparing them to the Holocaust. So Neil Young, venerated rocker, has taken his music off, and I think at least one more, maybe more since I last checked, have also decided to break ties with Spotify. And Spotify made a statement that hopefully they might be able to get back together again, but he has pulled his work off the streaming service, Neil Young. And he's got some music. Okay. Now, Black History Month. Trump in Florida. Now, I have my feelings all involved in this, I will admit, because it's like, how can you let that man, because, Trump's been impeached twice and acquitted, which kind of like escaped me because in the hoopla and presentation that the media gives you, you kind of forget, sometimes I do, the end result and, what the guidelines are. So, anyway, Trump talking about running for the president or in Florida, and what kind of got me was him comparing himself to DeSantis in Florida and what's going to happen for the elections and this and that. But my understanding was that Trump is in Florida, I want to say exile, confined, or whatever, staying at the same compound where Jeffrey Epstein and Giselle Maxwell were perpetrating all those crimes, sex crimes against those underage girls. That's where Trump is living at, my understanding. And he's not supposed to go. But here he has his name in politics all the time. So just came right out and asked the question, can he run in 2024? So the answer is ambiguously steeped in legalese, if you will allow my expression. And in part, it's law, legal. But anyway, no person having served 2 years or more of a term as president and been voted out can serve as president again. Black History Month. So it's like him, it's there, so then my mind just won't stop. Well, does that mean he can put his name on the ballot? And if his name on the ballot, then you're going to vote, right? So, boom. Anyway. And then I thought he was impeached with Stormy Daniels. Then I come find out, Black History Month, that it had to do with his call to the Ukrainian president while he was in office and trying to extort him. So I'm, trying to get my facts and ducks in a row, and I'm constantly coming across information due to how you ask the question as to what's going on. That he just won't shut up and go away. I guess that's kind of harsh, considering the First Amendment that everybody wants to brag on. But anyway, Black History Month, February 2022. Get ready for winter weather advisory, at least in this area, coming across the nation. I think from Colorado on over, up, East Coast included, close to the weekend again. Right now we have rains changing the freezing rains, changing the winter mix by the weekend. That's it. Hashtag.